Hello guys, welcome to my channel, and this time we will be going to the Chinese Grand Prix. But before that we need to fill some of the team events. So first one will be funded team event because that is giving me good morale upgrade with some loss in cash, and on the second hand we'll be going with the sponsor advertisement of the vehicle, I guess. Yeah, that is giving me cash as well as a team boost. With that, we do not have any money in our account and we are looking above the Williams team on the paper. But there are some upgrades which will be coming in the next Grand Prix, and we'll be making some upgrades in the powertrain department, and we are seriously looking very good above all our competitors, and this upgrade will be coming on the next race day. I don't think so we need to make any changes in our components, so that is a good thing. And let's just advance our time, and it will be a invitational event as well, and that will be the Dutch Grand Prix Zandvoort circuit, that is. So that is a checkpoint challenge in this, and we'll be getting 1000 acclaim and 150k in cash. So previously on all the F1 games these invitational events were of no use, but at this game they are really good, and we all should be using them to get some extra cash and the acclaim bonus. So here I'm just trying to complete my 7.80 kilometer target distance. Man, the sound and power of this V8 and this RB6, this is seriously a beast of a car. This circuit has made a lot of changes. That's power downing, and I have already covered my all the distance, and it's the last second. Feel is great of this circuit, and yes, I ended up in the gravel, so we passed it. Right. With that, some good news is there from the Honda team. So I guess they will be upgrading to all the teams which are using the Honda power unit. So that is a good thing, man. And there is a failure in the chassis department. Man, second race we are having the second failure. We'll just develop it standard with 0% failure chances this time.
I've had a chat with Carl about the new parts, and we're happy that they've been integrated into the car okay. With any luck, you'll be able to feel the improvement, so give them a try.
And yes, I was really quick in the practice session. So let's just jump into the qualifying. Let's see what we can do. But our power components were not looking good. But anyway, we have to give our best in the qualifying session. So this is my lap 3. This will be my lap 3. So I'm just powering down the straight in the DRS zone. And this is one of the circuits where we have shown a really good pace, and this circuit is one of our strength. So at least I know where our car is more capable of doing better. And here in the first sector I lost a lot of time, but then in the middle sector I've started gaining time, and I was quick in the middle sector. The Honda upgrades were showing me this strength, and I felt planted all over the circuits. And with quick downshifts, and I went on the exit curb and I didn't get penalized for it. And racing down the straight, I am P17 right now, and let me see what I can do. And with bringing a cone with me, can we move up? Yes, we did. But the end result, we ended P17, and we were showing good pace as compared to Korea. So we were faster than Korea. And keep your eyes closed because this thing will shatter everything, as we can see. Man, my components, they were not looking good.
It's time to find out which driver is up to the task of claiming the Chinese Grand Prix. We're here in Shanghai. The ever-tightening turns 1 and 2 will prove tricky in the slippery conditions here at Shanghai, and anyone that slides wide will lose a lot of time getting back on track. Turn 14 should still be the best place for overtaking, but we'll have to see some improvement in the weather before the drivers can take advantage of that DRS assistance. Joining us today to oversee all the thrills and spills, it's Anthony Davidson. And great to see you. How are you feeling about the race today, and how are the circuit conditions from what you've seen?
Well, it's looking a bit cold out there, if I'm honest. These tyres have quite a narrow operating window in terms of the temperatures they need to extract the best grip. So with a cold track surface, it's going to be harder to keep those temperatures up, which will lead to lower grip and maybe more mistakes.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Verstappen, Leclerc, Sebastian Vettel and Albon, Ricciardo, Norris, Perez and Carlos Sainz, Ocon, Stroll, Daniel Kvyat and Gasly, Giovinazzi, Rowan, Kevin Magnussen and Roman Grosjean, Russell, Latifi, Raikkonen. They've taken a grid penalty, and Juan Manuel Correa. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
We might be looking at another bottom half finish again today, unless we can take advantage at the race start and gain a few places.
Come on, Jeff, you need to motivate me. And I was just figuring out why all the people are starting on, are they on the widths or they are on the mediums. But yeah, most of the people were on the slicks. Ending our time and the 5 red lights. And here we go at the start of the Chinese Grand Prix. We do have a really good start. We had passed Giovinazzi and Danny Kvyat in the first corner of the race as well, and on the right hand side we'll be looking to cut down the inside, and we did made a move on one of the Force India and then on Daniel Ricciardo, but yes, we slipped a bit. We were just struggling on the pace because the track was still wet, and I just remember that I called Racing Point Force India. Sorry for that. I am an Indian, so that is one of the things which is close to me.
Okay, that's a good start. Keep it.
We jumped 3 places. That is starting from P16 to P13. So that is one of a good start, one of the better start. But we have to be very careful on the corners or on the exit, because the track was still wet and I was on the medium. So I was moving all over the place, and just moved on the lean fuel mix just to save some fuel for the end of the race, because in the wet surface, in the wet racetrack, I don't think that we need some extra power. But here Danny Kvyat and Pierre Gasly both are trying to make a move on me, but in the wet racetrack it is a challenge to dive down the inside. So here I just lost my car. I have to be very careful on the accelerator, because in this wet condition on the slicks I am just losing my back end, and with that Danny Kvyat is behind me. I don't think he is making a move on us and late braking, and due to that I went with a bit wide, and this gave Kvyat a chance to just move ahead of us. But we are having better traction, so I guess in the next straight I'll just try to take my position back. And yes, we did take our position back. I was a bit aggressive in this corner. Here, as you can see on the map, all the cars who are in front, they are having a real pace. And I just lost the car on the exit. That's the reason I am not liking these slicks at this particular weather condition. But the condition is getting better with time, so that is the reason the AI haven't given me any choice to go for the wets. Just trying my best to just defend off from the Alpha Tauris. They are just always haunting me on every circuit, and again I lost my front end. So just moving around, cruising around this wet circuit and just trying to make sure that on this straight I am not losing any position. And yes, I still managed to defend them off and went a bit wide on this particular corner on this exit, and this
Okay,
gave.
we're monitoring somewhere on the ICE. Be aware that we will start to see a loss of power.
And as you can see, the ICE is 68% and MGUK is 65%. Man, this is not looking good. We had the pace on the circuit, and with this power component I don't think we'll be doing any good. And on the straight with DRS wide open, and here Danny Kvyat on the move. I'll just lead brake, and here Danny Kvyat did made a move on us on the end. In the end, just went on the inside again just to make sure that defend, and went on the curb, and that,
We're accumulating
and there I
somewhere
just
on the
slipped off.
MGUK. To manage this, we'll need to lower our ERS deployment mode. Our gap to the car in front is 2.3 seconds.
Jeff warning us again and again. And here I am trying to make a move on George Russell, or George Russell is trying to make a move on us, but can we defend him off? Yes, we did. We did a great job there. And that was one of the trickiest part of the circuit, and the part where I enjoy the most. And there I am having the DRS, and George Russell will be making a move on us, and there's no chance we will be able to defend him at all. And yes, he did went, and we will again dive and will late brake, and again we will be fighting with George Russell. And yes, he did pass us. So this is the pace which we are having right now. Even George Russell, the slowest car on the grid, passed us.
P15, you're in P15.
And lap 6 with less power and less traction. We have to make sure that nobody else is trying to make a move on us, and again we are losing the front end of our car. Just trying to make sure that we are not letting off the Hasses past me.
Power from the engine is going to be down slightly. It's showing some minor wear.
Just on the third race, I was not expecting this from Honda. And here Danny Kvyat is making a move on us. No chance to defend him. The track condition was getting better with time, as you can see on my time sheet. And there is Sebastian Vettel, who is coming out of the pits, and he will make sure that Danny Kvyat will lose some time there, and we have a good chance to just ride on the inside of both the cars. And yes, we did make a move on Vettel, Sebastian Vettel. We did. That was a holy move. That was one of the greatest moves I have just made. Just great on the power, because Sebastian Vettel was just coming out of the pits and he was not on the racing speed. And now Sebastian Vettel will be trying to just take his position back, because he is on the Ferrari engine and a better car and a better driver. Just trying to defend, make sure that I'm defending from at least the Alpha Tauri, because Sebastian will be making a move on us, and yes, he did make a move on us. There is no chance we'll be able to even defend him. And there's a lot of cars behind me. There's another Ferrari which is behind me, and I guess that is of Charles Leclerc. And on the right hand side, then Alpha Tauri is there, who is going side by side with me. Again on the same turn we went a bit wide, but yes, we still managed to defend him off. And yes, on the behind me, as you can see, the Kvyat and Giovinazzi make a move on me. And can we defend him off? They both are just coming out of from this particular DRS sector. They both are having the DRS, and yes, we did manage to defend both of them. But for how much long? That is the question. Just trying to manage somehow.
Gap to car in front is 4.2 seconds.
And now Charles Leclerc behind us, and he'll try to make a move on us on the new mediums. And can we defend him off? And he's just behind me all like a rail. And yes, we did manage to just make sure that we are covering our position. And Lance Stroll is out of the race, and maybe there is a failure and he's parking. No safety car. And here's Charles Leclerc just trying to dive bomb me. He was going aggressive, so aggressive. And here he will be making a move on me. There's nothing which we could do. So, but
Okay, we've lost the position. That's us down a place.
we are looking. Our time is
We're
looking
approaching
better.
the pit window. You'll be on the mediums. We're leading our teammate by 7.2 seconds. Be aware we expect the grip levels to start falling away soon.
So 39% front left. Again, I'm struggling on the front left. And again, behind me is Giovinazzi. I guess he'll be trying to make a move on us. On the straights, we are losing a lot of time, but at the same time, on the corners, we are gaining a lot of time. And on this circuit, especially, there are a lot of good corners, which are making sure that our car is up to par with our rivals. And here, I'm just trying to make sure that Giovinazzi is not having the DRS, but still, he has the DRS. He will try to he'll make a move on us. Not even he, but Albon as well. Albon is behind Giovinazzi. Giovinazzi makes a move, and then Albon also makes a move on us. So there is 2 overtakes in a one go by Alex Albon in the Red Bull. We were of no chance. And here we can see Lando Norris made a move on us. We have to pit. Because other than that, there is no option, because we are losing a lot of time, we are losing a lot of grip, and all the front runners, they have already pitted for their sets. Yeah, I am just done with the tires.
Okay, we can take you this lap.
This is the corner where I'll be going to pits, and went a bit wide. Almost collided. And what my team can do. And at 1.8, man, that seriously, that is a world-class pit stop. I guess Mercedes will be hiring them.
To go. 1 stop left in this
Great.
strategy.
And we are ending on the P18. Behind me is Grosjean and Kimi Raikkonen, and with Verstappen on P18. With me just making sure that Grosjean is behind me for a longer period of time, but with that I can see my components, they are just degrading at a greater
Our
pace.
gap to the car in front is 10.1 seconds.
And here is Giovinazzi coming out of the pits. Can we make a move on him? Yes, we did make a move on him on the inside. And again, that is one of the great move from our side in this particular car and this particular power unit. But yes, Giovinazzi will try to do everything in his power to make sure that he is gaining his position back. And here George Russell defending him from Max Verstappen of Red Bull, and here Giovinazzi is making a move on us, and yes, can we do something? And yes, we did dive down the inside, and there is a bit of contact made between Giovinazzi and me, and yes, we did pass him.
We're trailing our teammate by 10.7 seconds.
But we are losing a lot of time due to the power components. And this time Giovinazzi won't be taking any chance, and he will be making a move on us, and there will be no chance from us to even defend from him or to take the position back. And here again we went a bit wide, and my ICE has went to level 70% usage. But still I was feeling planted on the corners. The car was feeling good till now, but on the straights I was losing a lot of time. And here on I was having the DRS, just trying to make sure if we can do anything, but nah, there is no chance. And here Korea into the pits, and on the left hand side we are just going on the straight. And here I'm just trying to close the gap between Giovinazzi overall. I feel that the race was good for us till now. There was no such implication, or just the power components, I'll say Honda was not working well, because in the race number 3 the components, they just fell off, which led to Korea even changing them. Here you are hearing the exhaust sound, and in the front one of the Romeo and the Haas are fighting off for the position, and they are just behind me. Overall, always tire view has been on the higher level, but yeah, we'll be going on the softs in a couple of laps. just to complete our race. Right now we are P14
We're approaching the pit window.
with
You'll be on the
Raikkonen in the
softs.
DRS, and he did made a move on us, but yes, we are not giving up still, and we went on the outside and then we went on the inside, and we will try to shut the door, and yes we did, and that will lead to Raikkonen falling apart. But no, Raikkonen still managed to fight us on the another straight, and he's still fighting us for the place. Man, this Ferrari engine is having a greater pace, and again we are fighting. And here's the chicane on which we will be fighting on. Raikkonen was in front of me, but in the end I did take the place back from him. That was a great racing between Raikkonen and me, and now this time Raikkonen is on a greater pace. He will make sure that he is overtaking us. There is no chance for us to even defend or make any move, and we had to just leave him. Now behind us is
Car
Grosjean.
ahead is a second a lap faster than you.
He is faster. We are falling on the tires.
Push now. We're boxing this lap.
We are falling on our power components. I guess there will be a change in the next race, and we'll be gaining some penalties. So let's see what's the best we can do. So on the lap 22 we'll be making a pit stop, and here Grosjean is behind us. He will be making a move on us, and yes, he did complete his move. We tried to went on the inside, but I guess it didn't work in the end. But that didn't matter for us because we'll be going straight into the pits. And this time we are not getting wide. We are just simple and soberly we went into the pits. And what can our team do? Oh god,
Exit now.
they just did the opposite. So I guess now they will be sold to the Williams. And now George Russell, and we are P21. So George Russell is ahead of me, and he is not showing any chance or any pace. So it'll be easy for us to just take the position back from him. And on the next straight, I guess on the next part, we will make sure that we are taking the position from
Turbocharger is
him.
on its last legs. Let's try to keep mileage on it to a minimum.
And you can see my turbocharger is falling about as well. But yes, we did make a great move on George Russell on the outside again. This is the part where I am just I just love racing, man. Now Korea is in the pits as well, so there will be a couple of people who will
Manuel
be
is in the pits. Juan Manuel in the pits.
there. Yes, there are a couple of people who are in the pits right now, and I have to just check what position we will be coming out. So it is P16, so we will be fighting to keep P16 position for the next 4 laps. Here's a shot of us going on over the grasses. We are looking decent on the softs, but the power on the straights was missing due to the engine issue. But I was not pushing so hard because I knew if I would push hard, or if I will use the engine mode to rich mix, then there will be great severity to my engine. As I can see, IC was 71%, so I just kept on the lighter side because I knew Raikkonen and Giovinazzi were having a greater pace, and there are the top front runners. Valtteri Bottas 77 and Lewis Hamilton 44. They are just fighting for the first place. They are just racing back to back, and here we are. And Raikkonen and Giovinazzi, they both were using the DRS. They both were using the slipstream just to make sure that they are not in my range. But behind me is one of the Haas and one of the Alpha Tauris. They will try
This
to
is your
make
final
sure,
lap. Final lap of the race.
and this is the final lap, and here on I have to defend from Grosjean and Denny Kvyat. I'm just trying to hold them off, and here is Lewis Hamilton. What? And here is Lewis Hamilton making the move on the last corner. Seriously, That is the best move, I guess. He made a move on the last corner of the race, and we did won the race. And here is Grosjean, who is in my DRS range, and he will try to make a move on us. We are P15 right now. Can we just make sure that we can defend him for the last two corners? And we will dive down the inside, we will be late braking, and yes, there is a bit of touch and there is a bit of contact, but yes, we did manage to come ahead of him. And there is the checkered flag finally, starting from P16. We
That's the
gave
end
a
of the race.
place
We'll
up.
see you in Parc Ferme.
That is a great race. I am seriously happy with it. I am having no regrets. I am seriously happy with it.
It's a performance to be proud of
A
from
happy
our
day
Chinese Grand
for
Prix winners
the
today.
Mercedes team,
Tell me, Ant, how did they
but
manage
not
to
for
achieve this
Valtteri
win?
Bottas.
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix,
I
I'm
don't
sure there'll be
think
plenty of celebrations
That
tonight
Valtteri would
amongst the
have been
Mercedes team.
happy
And they
if he
certainly
would have been
deserve it.
overtaken on the last lap. I don't think he would have been celebrating like this. And here's Alex Albon on P3.
Let's review the updated driver standings. Not the result our points leader wanted, but
Overall,
it certainly makes things
Mercedes,
interesting going forward.
Red Bull
After
and
an incredible
Ferraris
day
in
of
the
racing,
front.
who was yours next time?
And
Be sure
here
to
we
join
are
us again
P6,
as we continue
P15.
to bring you the
So
latest
a
excitement
great
in
thing.
Formula.
The fans really seem to enjoy that.
I know that.
Easy.
Yes, I did.
You really looked in control of your car out there. Your team must be thrilled.
I couldn't do anything without a great team behind me. Yes, they
How
are a
do you feel
great
the weather
team.
affected the outcome today?
Top drivers are always the best.
You
My
had a
answer
few
will be-
bumps and scrapes today. Who would you say is
What
at fault?
are you saying? Daniel Kvyat, he is the torpedo. So how can I even make a mistake? He is the torpedo.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Thank you. And we gained a lot of points over Latifi in our rivalry. Here we jumped on our acclaim, our personal acclaim. Got some cash from our sponsors. And if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and we will see you next time in the next Grand Prix. That will be the Dutch Grand Prix.